Am I the a-hole for choosing surgery over having another kid? Let's dive right into it. This one says, this is really hard post to write, but I really need to know if I am the a-hole. I used to be 260 lbs 2 years ago and I was horribly depressed. I have 2 young children and my husband, all of whom I love very much. I never felt happy in my own skin. I was constantly scared of rejection and had no confidence. My husband met me at my worst and loved me anyway, despite all of this, which I feel is important to specify. So fast forward 2 years, I am now 157 lbs. Girl, I'm proud of you. It has been a really difficult time for me, but for me to shed all that weight. I would say my husband throughout was kind of neutral about the whole thing. He didn't encourage me but didn't discourage me either. Okay. With weight loss, of course, there is going to be loose skin, which makes me incredibly self-conscious. I feel even though I have done all this work, I still want to get that fixed. I spoke to my husband about it and told him I was going to get surgery. He flipped out saying he wanted another kid and told me I was selfish for choosing my surgery over his wish for another baby. I have 2 children. I'm not against the idea of having another, just not now. I told him this and he said if we didn't have another baby now, we would never have one. This is serious if you ask me. I told him I'm sorry he felt that way, but I want to put myself first. And we can discuss adding to the family at a later date. It's not a no, it's not right now. He stormed out. Okay. Told his whole family that I'm denying him another kid because I'm selfish and vain. I really don't know what to think. I see it from his side, but he's seen how hard I've worked to change my life, and I feel upset he will call me selfish. Just to add, I'm 27 and my husband is 31. What do I think? Ooh. Let's check the top comment here. Okay, there's no top comments. Do I think you're the a-hole? I feel like you're not the a-hole here, to be very honest, because your husband has to be considerate. It's not like you've not given him any kids.
Exactly.
I mean, you've given him 2 already. So I don't know what it is. I don't know why. Or does he like them on the bigger side? Considering he met you when you were really, really big and he likes you that way, and he's not exactly supportive of your whole weight loss journey and all of that. I feel like this is something that you shouldn't be asking these questions, but you should actually like be having a conversation with him. Talk to him. I'm sure he's enlightened. He knows the health benefits and why you really need to lose that weight. It's not just about the appearance or what he likes. It's also about your health and well-being at the long run. All right. So if I were you, what I would do, I would actually have the baby. Since he wants a baby, I would have that baby. I would just sacrifice 1 year and have the baby and close the chapter. And then after that, I will go fix my body and do whatever I want to do. I feel it's even better that way, to have the baby before going to do the whole thing, and you're done, have your mommy makeover, the excess flesh skin, or do whatever you want to do. That's just my thought. That's just how I feel about it. So YouTube, what do you guys think? Please leave your comments below. I just feel like you guys need to come to compromise. You and your husband need to sit down and have like a heartfelt conversation. What's important to you guys right now? Why do you want to do this? Obviously from the write-up is for your self-esteem, which is really important. I feel like your husband should actually understand. It's not like you've not given him any child. I mean, you're giving him 2 already. So I don't get what the big deal is about this. But if it's that important to him, and if I were in your shoe, I would actually like have the baby and go for the surgery afterwards. So yeah, that's what I feel. You guys leave your comments, leave your suggestion. What do you think? Share your thoughts, and let's dive right into the next one. So this one says, am I the a-hole for leaving my partner after discovering he lied about his STD blood test? Ooh, this is crazy.
Really crazy.
STDs. Ugh, that's serious. So it says, I, 35 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 53 male. That's quite an age difference. For about 6 months. The first time we had sex, I wanted to use a condom because I'm very careful about STDs. We were on a weekend trip and he insisted that he had taken a blood test just a month ago and didn't have sex with anyone since. Okay, I decided to trust him. Fast forward to yesterday, we were at dinner with 2 of his friends and the topic of blood donation came up. My partner casually said, I hate needles. It's been years since I've let anyone touch me with one. I was stunned. This is crazy, man. After the restaurant, I confronted him and he eventually admitted that his last test was actually 2 years ago, not 1 month.
Oh my goodness.
Now this person must be insane. I was shocked and told him I never wanted to see him again. I went home. Since then, he's been texting me saying he only lied because he's terrified of needles.
People are so interesting, aren't they?
This is crazy, man. That he was sure he didn't have anything and that he would take a test for me now. But I feel completely betrayed. I don't want to give him another chance. I'm also terrified I might have caught something, so I'm going to get tested as soon as possible. Am I the a-hole for leaving him and refusing to give him another chance? Girl, in my opinion, you're not the a-hole, but I feel like you overreacted. It's okay to get angry, but like, I don't know, I would actually like do the same because it's crazy, man. Why do you have to lie? That's something that's really, really important. You're definitely not the a-hole, but I feel like if you go and get tested and everything is fine with you, you might reconsider. If you like him, but actually reconsider and talk to him not to do that again. That's if you like him, of course, but lying about something like that is actually crazy. I don't think that's somebody you would trust again because I don't know. What do you guys think? You two, is she the a-hole? What do you think? What will you do in this if you're in this situation? Kindly let us know in the comment section. It's been highly appreciated, and let's dive right into the next story. So next one here says, am I the a-hole for asking my current wife to stop body shaming my ex-wife? Guy, I've not read this story, but trust me, you're definitely not the a-hole. Because what? Let's dive right into it and know. But yeah, I gave my judgment already because nobody should body shame anybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
It says, I, 45 male, married my second wife, 29 female. A few years after my ex-wife, 47 female. So you divorced somebody who was 2 years older than you to marry somebody whom you are over 15 years older than. Now that's crazy, man, if you'd ask me. Let's come right back to the story. This is crazy. Let me start back. I think this is an interesting one. Let me start back. It says, I, 45 male, married my second wife, 29 female. A few years after my ex-wife, 47 female, divorced me. Okay, I'm not supposed to laugh. I'm thin while my current wife is on the heavier. Okay, this is an error from him. Is on the heavier side, but my ex-wife is much heavier than her. I honestly prefer a woman to be on the heavier side. Okay, makes sense. My wife has referred to my ex-wife as fat, in quotes, multiple times in a derogatory manner. Nah, that's bad. I asked my wife to stop body shaming my ex, and my wife accused me of still loving my ex. I love my wife, but my ex is a good person and the mother of my children. Now, can you imagine? I want my wife to know I love her, but I don't want to hear anyone insulting my ex. Am I the a-hole? You're definitely not the a-hole.
That's it.
I mean, your ex is the mother of your kids. Even if she wasn't, I feel like your present wife is actually like insecure because he has chosen you, he has moved on, he has married you. So what's the problem? Why do you still have to talk about the other woman who is not even thinking about you? She's probably just living her own life and she's probably moved on with her life. Why the need? I don't know, women do this a lot and it's crazy. It's actually like crazy. I honestly do not think you're the a-hole. But let's read the comments here. The top comment here says, respecting the mother of your children has nothing to do with loving her. I'm with you. But there is a scenario where we can all exit like adults without needing to comment on anybody's weight. Let's just live our lives and leave her physical appearance out of it. Okay. Another person said, why is it always people who are a little heavier themselves saying shit like this? Have you tried saying people with glass houses shouldn't throw stones? Exactly. She shouldn't be doing that. Considering she's also on the heavier side, even if she was a model and all of that, it's really not necessary. And trust me, to answer your question, you're definitely not the a-hole and you've done nothing wrong, and your wife is absolutely wrong and she should stop. She should just stop. It's really not nice. It's not nice. I don't think that's a great thing to do. So yeah, moving on to the next one here. It says, am I the a-hole for not talking to my dad for a year? Ooh, are you the a-hole? Not talking to your dad for a year is actually crazy. I mean, but yeah, let's get right into it and get to know why you didn't talk to your dad for a year. It says, like the title suggests, I haven't seen or talked to my dad in person for about a year. I'm currently in high school and my younger sister is in middle school. We haven't talked to my dad since Christmas last year at a performance at my sister's school because he started yelling at me because he wanted to leave early, to the point I was in tears. So my mom came over, they are divorced by the way, to see why I was crying. He then proceeded to scream at my mom, fuck you, you're a fucking cunt, in a public area in front of little kindergartens. He kept screaming at how she was a bitch and that beat everything about her. And then when my nana came over to see what was happening, he then proceeded to yell at her saying she was a fucking leech.
Wait, what?
Oh my god. And a godless cunt who doesn't believe in God, and he fucked her too. So at that point I was crying even more, and he then had to be escorted off of the campus by school staff. He later that night sent me the longest message I've ever seen, saying that everything was my fault because I didn't communicate better. Then when I texted my grandma that we weren't going over, she backed up my dad saying it was still my fault. That wasn't even the only thing he's done that would be enough to be away from him. He yelled at my sister in a church parking lot, telling her she was going to hell and leaving her in the car midsummer. Sorry to say, but is your dad a mad person? Because, I mean, leaving her at the car in midsummer, got mad at my sister and went to the backyard to whack at his anger stomp with an axe to release stress. What? Hit my sister, made us ride in a car without seat belts, saying we were riding by jeez. Made us ride in a car without seat belts, saying we were riding by faith, while he and my stepmom had seat belts. I don't understand.
Why would someone do that?
He made you ride in a car without seat belts that you were riding by faith, but he was riding by sight because he and your stepmom had seat belts. My guy, you need to stay away from that man for the rest of your life, not just a year. Because what? No, this is insane. This is by far the craziest thing I've read. I don't know. I'm trying to process this. You're definitely not the a-hole for staying away from him for a year. As a matter of fact, you need to stay away from him more. You need to avoid this kind of a person, because I'm sorry to say, but he's not normal. He's insane. Something is definitely wrong with him. It actually shows that he's a very violent person, and one day he could do and undo. He could actually do like something really terrible. For him to make you right, does he want to, end you guys? Is he, I don't know. To answer your question, you're definitely not the a-hole. He's not a healthy person to be around, and he does, as a matter of fact, needs the distance. Let him be. Just let him be. Look, let me tell you something. Not every father, the fact that somebody actually like brought you into this world does not make them parents, does not make them responsible adults, does not make them worthy to be called father or mother. Okay, so you should know this for a fact, that this person is not a responsible person, and the fact that he brought you to this world does not make him worthy to father you, because this person is just going to traumatize you. This person is just going to make you a bitter person. This is not something to emulate. This is not someone to look up to. This is not the kind of life you want for your future, or how you want to treat your future family. So in my opinion, you're not the a-hole, and as a matter of fact, you should stay away from him for 100 more years. I kid you not. I'm very honest, and I only give the best advice. Am I the a-hole for slapping my sister-in-law in front of her whole family? You guys, and I saw this, I was like, what? Now this is insane. This is crazy. You guys, let's dive right into it. It says, I, a female, I've been with my husband for over 10 years. My husband has a fairly large, close-knit family, and they have get-togethers pretty often. Aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, grandparents, the works. Okay. He has 3 younger sisters. The one this story is about is the middle of the 3, and she's 4 years younger than us. We'll call her Mary, fake name. Okay. I, on the other hand, have a similar family, including 2 sisters, and we really did not get along well growing up. I won't go into it, but in short, my mom was crazy, manipulative, and we were all pitted against each other, which resulted in us constantly being at each other's throats. Okay, so on to Mary. Mary is generally a nice girl, but sometimes she can be too much. She has a tendency to take things that don't belong to her without asking. I know somebody like that too. The person is close. Oh my god, this is not even funny. That's my nice way of saying she is a straight up thief. Oh wow. She will eat every piece of cookie dough out of the ice cream and lie to your face about it. TMI, sorry. She will literally leave menstrual blood on the toilet and floor and deny it was her. Now this is crazy. I once saw her take, I shit you not, 7 out of 10 pieces of garlic bread before anyone else could have any, and without leaving enough for everyone. Again, she can be very nice at times, but she's also very selfish and dramatic. Now this is bad. So here's what happened. My husband's aunt was hosting the get-together. Everybody was there. Everything was going well. There was a big group of us hanging in the living room, chatting, including his grandmother, who took her matriarch role quite seriously. Okay. Mary approached me and my husband and his mom. And while we were talking to his mom, she suddenly decided that she was going to pretend to punch me in the face. Now this is crazy. Over and over and over, I kept talking, but gave her a look signaling that she should stop. She did not stop. After another minute of letting her act out whatever impulse she was having, I tell her clearly to knock it off. Again, she doesn't. Instead, she gets closer and grazes my nose with her fist. On pure instinct, literally before I could even register what I was doing, I full-on bitch slapped her. The room collectively gasped, and then everybody was completely silent and just stared at me. I can imagine the awkwardness in that moment. Mary just held her face and looked surprised, and then I blurted, well, I told her to stop. Now everyone is torn. Some people think I was wrong to slap her, and some people think I warned her and she deserved it. I'm starting to feel bad because truly I did not mean to do it. I think I flashed back to all the fights I had with my sisters growing up, and my hands literally just flew up and hit her. Also, I broke my nose when I was a kid, and even the slightest hit to my nose causes the bump on my bridge to tear open and bleed. Just to say that I'm instinctively very protective of my nose. So am I the a-hole for slapping my sister-in-law? Ooh. Edit. I'm seeing some comments asking why my husband didn't step in when I said his family is close-knit and that really doesn't include him. I meant the whole rest of the family. We go to family functions mostly to eat and to watch drama unfold and hang with a couple cousins, but he is not close with his sisters as he was only boy. And the oldest of the bunch, he is really wonderful. He is fully supporting what I did and correcting anyone who is talking shit. But he didn't step in the moment because I wouldn't have wanted him to. I do have some boundary issues as a result of issues within my own family, but it's something I've been working on, and although this situation sucks and was unexpected, I do feel proud of handling it myself. Though his mom or another family member 1000% should have stepped in, I shouldn't have had to say or do anything. My husband shouldn't have had to say anything. Literally, her mom was standing right there 2 feet from me. Okay, top commenter says, honestly, very funny. I just imagined the most brutal backhand, but yeah, not the a-hole. It was a reflex built upon irritation. You did communicate to her clearly to knock it off. If you had only given her the look then slapped her, then it's harder to make a case for you. But anyone that comes up play punching after being told not to is literally asking for it, especially if she touches you. That's a wind up. The consequences was equivalent. Crazy. Even without the trauma response, your sister still sucks. All of the other stuff isn't really relevant to what happened. She just sucks, and it seems like you wanted us to know she sucks. Doesn't really matter if she's nice sometimes. Anyone can pretend to be nice.
Sometimes you just don't know who people are.
Socially, we are pressured to do it. She's just bad at it. So that's what the top comment says. What do you guys think? Ooh, I'm actually like speechless. I don't know. What do you guys think? Kindly leave your comments below. It'd be highly appreciated. Yeah, share your thoughts with me. Personally, are you the a-hole? Is she the a-hole? Okay. Someone here says no, she's not. So yeah, I'll go with that judgment. No, you're not the a-hole. You know, people should learn to respect boundaries and know when to and when not to do some certain things. If you walk up to somebody and you're trying to play or do something crazy and she tells you to stop, you should stop. And you didn't like do it on purpose, like you said, it was just a reflex. You did on impulse. So yeah, I mean, she should learn to do better next time. She's an adult from here, she's not a child. So yeah, and also the other things you stated was actually crazy, like her taking things that does not belong to her. I personally do not like that. Regardless, I don't even take people things, even my sisters, even my mom, whoever. I like to ask and take permission. It's actually like really important to respect boundaries. Whoever someone is to you, to actually like ask before taking things that don't belong to you, because I mean, at the long run, like you stated, that's stealing. It doesn't make sense. It gets to a point where they'll start you know, I don't know, it migrates to bigger things and it turns to something else. And regardless of anybody who that person is to, nobody owes you anything. So before taking something that does not belong to you, you should definitely ask, and you should act right. I mean, that's a sense of entitlement that's not good, in my opinion. So yeah, you're definitely not the a-hole. What do you guys think? I don't know. You're wrong to have slapped her though. I don't know how to put it, but what do you guys think? YouTube, let me know, be the judge, share your thoughts, let us know what you think. I'll be reading the comments, and she just might bump into this and yeah, get a chance to read the comments as well. So that's it about this one, and with that being said, let's dive right into the next one. I married my wife because I owe her family around $10,000. Now this is insane if you would ask me. Getting married to somebody because you owe her family is crazy. I mean, it's usually when the husband, the lady's family, the scenarios I've seen, probably a family is owing a man money, and then they will take their family, the daughter, and give to that man and say, okay, this is your compensation. I'm sorry. And say, okay, this is your compensation. We are giving you our daughter for the money we are owing you. But for a man to be owing a family and still go ahead and marry their daughter because he's owing them, I mean, it's not adding up, because usually you're supposed to pay. You're the one that is getting married. You're the one. So, so how do you now, on top of owing them $10,000, you still take their daughter for free? Are you serious? Let's dive right into it and know what is going on.